Hello, this is Mickey Sunshine Creates, and I'm Mickey. I'm going to do do a little something different in my whip and chat because, really, seriously, everybody knows I have nothing to talk about. I don't. There's just nope. Nothing happened to me. What happened to me yesterday is the same thing what happened today, and will probably be the same thing that happens tomorrow. I'm disabled, retired. I don't go outside. All I do is diamond paint, read, and hang out with my YouTube friends. And I have a lot of fun, and we talk about a lot of things, but I don't have anything to say about me and what has happened or what is happening. So today I chose to talk to you about something completely different than normal, I guess. I don't see people talking about this much. But I'm going to be talking to you about British English versus American English. Because that could be quite funny. Yeah, I'm going to go through a few and probably comment on one here or there. But did you know instant replay in English, American, is action replay in British? Okay, that's not such a big deal. Airplane in American is aeroplane in British. It's a different pronunciation, but it's very similar. This one I love. Advice columnist in American, we all know Dear Abby, is an agony aunt. I love that, an agony aunt. I'm sorry, I don't need to make fun of the British. I really don't. But to us Americans, that's funny. At least for me. What can I say? I'm terrible. I mean, the way words are pronounced are, and the different meanings, different meanings sometimes. It's a blast. It's funny. Such as counterclockwise in American is anti-clockwise in British. It makes sense to me, but it's not. And I can see where anti is the same as counter. I get that. So I understand why they do. I don't know why how we lost their definitions or their pronunciations or their wording or whatever you want to call it. Like a tractor trailer. Who called it a tractor trailer? In Britain, it's called an articulated lorry because a truck or a trailer is called a lorry. I love that. Lorry. It's such a nice word. Sounds so much better than truck. in my opinion. Uneven bars are asymmetric bars in British. Again, it makes sense. Yeah, they're uneven, but that's, I don't know, simplistic. People should know what the word asymmetric means. Some people don't even know what it means, which is really scary. An eggplant in America is an aubergine in Britain. I love it. I love that word. That's it's a pretty word. It's also a pretty color, aubergine. Which is eggplant. Cookie tray in America is a baking tray in Britain. Beets or beetroot in Britain. I don't know why. Here's another one that whenever I hear it throws me for a loop. A cookie or a cracker in American is a biscuit. To us, a biscuit is a big fat fluffy thing. It's pour gravy over and eat. Oh my God. I mean, every time I hear biscuit from, someone says it the British way, I'm automatically thinking of a big fat, beautifully risen biscuit. They're thinking of a cookie. And it doesn't match up in my brain. which is one of the silly things, It's, really. A sponge bath in America is a blanket bath. In Britain, why do they call it a blanket bath? I don't know if any of you know, but please tell me in the comments. I can't figure out the etymology, the beginning of that particular phrase. It's how it came about. Sponge bath, I get. You use a sponge. But a blanket is something you throw over yourself. It's not something you wash yourself with. So what can I say? Apartments are flats. It's another nice word. And again, I don't know where it came from, because I'd like to know how it originated. I'm curious. I always love, etymology is the beginning of words, how the originality, where they came from. And I've always been fascinated by that. I want to know. Coveralls is a boiler suit. Oh boy. Yeah, I suppose if you're wearing coveralls, you're boiling hot. Yeah. Hood, like we say, the hood of a car in America, is a bonnet. It's one word. We don't have to say hood of a car. Actually, we say hood. One word, you know what it is. It's the hood of a car. In Britain, it's a bonnet. It's like a bonnet. Bonnet to us is something that you wear on your head. So it's different. And I say, here is a beautiful example. A tube top. We all know in America what a tube top is. It's one of those straight, stretchy, round things that you put around your boobs. And it's called a tube top because it looks like a tube. The British are more direct and distinct about it. It's a boob tube. It's a boob tube, and that's exactly what it is. But to us, taking it a little further, a boob tube is the TV. Go watch the boob tube. I'm sorry. Like I said, I don't mean to laugh, but America and Britain really have some strange differences in that. And if you don't know, you can really mess up somebody's mind from the other country. You're sitting there, or you're sitting there scratching your head going, what the hell is happening? Here's something very, very, it makes sense. A tow truck to us is a breakdown van. But a van is not a truck to us. It's a van. A van is a large enclosed truck. But it's not a truck. It's a van. A van is what? All right. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna do that. We all know what fanny packs are in America. If you're going to Disney or to one of the amusement parks, even though they're out of style, you're going to wear one because it's very convenient. It's a little purse that you wrap around your waist, and it's called a fanny pack. They don't call it a fanny pack. They call it a bum bag. It's perfect. A bum bag, because to them your bum is your bottom. Your fanny. Because to us, fanny is a bum. Your backside. It's, some of these make a lot of sense, but they're silly. And I love them. I love the difference here. Cotton candy is candy floss. A parking lot is a car park, which makes sense. But you don't always park cars in a parking lot. You can park trucks and buses and, so a motorcycle. So it's not just a car park. It's a parking lot for parking. Emergency room is called casualty. I'm going to take you to the casualty. I think it's a noun. Correct me if I'm wrong, again, down there. If anyone is from Britain and understands what the hell I'm talking about. Alright, I have to place some diamonds down, don't I? I really should. But, you do know I'm reading these off my, the internet. There's no way I can memorize all of these. Okay, let's see what else we have. We have a median strip. That's the strip that goes down a 2-lane or 4-lane or 5-lane, whatever, no, even 2, 4, 6 highway or road. And there's a median strip in the middle. They call it a central reservation. I'm not sure what that is, because central makes sense because it's in the middle. But reservation? I don't know. A reservation for us has 2 meanings. That means assuring a hotel room, reserving it, or a table in a restaurant, making a reservation. It also means a Native American reservation, their land. So it's, even that's a little messed up. How that came about. Reservation for a table and the reservation of land, that's land. I have no idea. It makes no sense to me. To America, a drugstore is a chemist. Okay, yeah, I can see that, but to me, it doesn't say store. A chemist is somebody who works with chemicals and is a scientist, not a pharmacist or a drugstore. But that's one of the differences. French fries, as we all know, are chips. Even I know that. I mean, chips are chips. And we love chips. Though to us, chips mean potato chips. Or corn chips. Or, those little crunchy things that you eat, and not French fries. I mean, French fries are French fries. They're not French, but they're French fries. Pieces of potato that have been deep fried in oil. Oh, delicious. Anything deep fried is delicious, of course. A movie theater is the cinema, but we also use cinema here. Plastic wrap is cling film, which we also use here. A harbor seal, those cute little things that you find in the harbor, are called common seal in Britain. And yeah, I would agree with that, because they are common, but they're at the harbor. And that's the difference, in my, I don't know, whatever. They're usually found in the harbor. Durable goods, which unfortunately is rare here. Durable, yeah. Everything has a built-in obsolescence these days. But a durable goods is consumer durables. Now that makes sense. I'm a consumer, and I want durables. I want things that are going to last. So consumer durables makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. See, sometimes the British are much smarter than we are. And they make more sense. Cornstarch is corn flour. Yes and no. To us, cornstarch is a really, really fine ground of corn. I mean, really, really fine. Corn flour has a little bit thicker texture. Just a little bit, not a lot. Because you can make corn starch is almost a powder. Corn flour is what you use to make corn muffins. So it's a little different, you know. Romaine lettuce. I love romaine lettuce. It's my favorite, as a matter of fact, because it's crunchy and it's green and it's always every part of it is delicious. They call it cos lettuce, COS, cos. I don't know. Again, somebody explain that to me, please. I'd like to know what cos, how it's pronounced and what it means. Well, it means romaine, but how did it come about? I don't even know how romaine came about. Maybe somebody brought it over from Rome. I don't know. A crib for America is a cot. Now for us, a cot is something you sleep on, but it's for an adult. A crib is for a baby. I guess for them, a cot is for a baby. I don't know what they call a removable, portable, transportable bed, which is cot in America. See, we're different, but we're the same. A cotton swab is a cotton bud. That makes sense because it looks like a bud, you know. Absorbent cotton, you know, like cotton balls. It's called cotton wool. That's interesting. A housing project is called a council estate. I love that. I'd rather live in a council estate than a housing project. It just sounds so much nicer. It does, doesn't it? A zucchini is a courgette. Courgette? Is it? Or is it courgette? No, it's courgette. I don't know which way. I have no idea which way it's pronounced. That's one word I've never heard on TV. I have heard aubergine, but I've never heard, you know, courgette. Courgette. Someone tell me, is it pronounced with the J word, or J, like J, ja, or is it pronounced K? You know, C is in K. It's not easy, is it? A guardrail is a crash barrier. So it makes sense. So does guardrail. They both make a lot of sense. So if somebody were to say to me, watch out for the crash barrier, I would know what that means. I would know that meant a guardrail, wouldn't you? It makes sense to me. You know, like I said, some things make sense, some don't. We have a lot of alligators here, so an alligator clip is called a crocodile clip in Britain. I guess they have more crocodiles, or they've seen more crocodiles than we have alligators. We've got a lot of alligators, especially here in Florida where I live. They come out. Oh, you have those people who live near the Everglades have to be really careful because they come out and you'll look out your window and there they are on your lawn. And if you have children, little children, you have to constantly be watching, especially if you live near a canal, you know, but anywhere near the Everglades. But they've even come as far east as where I am, which is, I'm not all the way east, I'm not by the beach, but I'm kind of like between the Everglades and the beach. So it's a long way, but they've even been seen up here because they travel through the canals, and we do have a lot of canals down here in South Florida. Okay, no, this one. Okay, a checking account is a current account. Interesting. Okay. A quarter note is a crotchet.
Michelle, need your help.
Sorry about that. That was my roommate. I had a question. So where were we? we were a checking account, which is a current account. I'm not even sure what checking account means. Money account, I could make sense, but all right. Well, I guess we write checks. Again, don't know the etymology of that. I would like to, but a current account. Okay, well, hopefully it's current. And you have something in there. Let's see. Hazard pay. We all know what hazard pay is. We like it because it's a lot, but we don't like it because it's dangerous. And they call hazard pay danger money, which makes a lot of sense because you're doing something dangerous that could result in injury or death. And yeah, that's danger money. Oh God, a defroster that's in a car, you know, the thing that defrosts your window, is called a demister. Well, I probably pronounced that wrong. A demister. You know, we have defroster. Is it frost? But it's not frost that we're demisting. We are demisting the mist that's on the inside. It's not frost, it's mist. So they make more sense than we do. I'm speaking of the Americans, of course. A rhinestone in British is a diamante. And how many of us have heard diamante diamonds? And we think, oh my God, it's a rhinestone. It's what it is. Let's go back to cooking. Heavy cream is double cream. Yeah, it's heavy and it's double. Okay. Checkers. I love a game of checkers. It's fun. They call it drafts or draughts. I don't know how they pronounce it. I know we have never mind. It's hard to know how to pronounce words sometimes, and it's not easy. It's difficult because you don't know. I haven't heard the British say these words, so I don't know how they're pronounced. A thumbtack is a drawing pin. Okay. To me, thumbtack makes more sense because you usually use your thumb to tack it in. But okay. As you can tell, I'm doing the British alphabetically, but I'm reading the English first. The American first, because I know we only want American first. So, are we having fun yet? A robe or bathrobe is called a dressing gown. And drunk driving is drink driving, which I guess. But drunk to me is you are drunk. Or you were drunk. And you drink something to get drunk. So what? A liquor cabinet is a drinks cupboard. A cocktail party is a drinks party. Divided highway is a dual carriageway. Now that I can figure out. That started back when they were using carriages and not cars. So they didn't, they had, I don't know how highway came about, because a lot of highways, they're not high. Some of them are, but they're not high. A pacifier for a baby is called a dummy. I love that. It's so cute. But it does pacify, which is probably why we call it a pacifier. Why they call it a dummy, beats me. Beats me. A garbage can is a dustbin. Well, I guess that's what people used when they cleaned out fireplaces and all the ashes, and you put the dust in the bin. Because, okay. Okay. Ground, as in electrical ground, when you're doing a grounding wire or something, is called earth in British. Now, that's what we call the planet. So, I don't know. But they came first, so they must have a reason. Oh God, Busy is engaged. A station wagon is an estate car. Ooh, wouldn't you rather drive an estate car than a station wagon? I know I would. Unlisted is an X directory. Okay. To me, you're just unlisted, but I guess to them, you know, Britain's they grew up with their words and meanings and pronunciations, and we grew up with ours. So to us, it makes sense unlisted, but X directory probably makes sense to them more than unlisted, because for all we know, unlisted might be something else in British. I know some of these mean something else, but fiscal year is a financial year. Again, I never understood fiscal year, but okay, whatever. Fire company is a fire brigade, and fire department is a fire service. Our second floor. If we tell people go to the second floor, they're gonna say first floor. I guess they don't count the lobby at all. And they don't count the first floor. We don't count the lobby. They count the first floor, I don't know, as what? Mezzanine? And then the second floor is it's very confusing. But if you're ever over in Britain and somebody says you need to go to the first floor, you know it, in actuality it means, for us, second floor. Are you confused yet? Because I am.
Here.
Okay, now is somebody at the door. Things happen. Life goes on. And I don't want to stop this, you know. I'm having fun. I hope you are too. We still got a few things we can go through, but remember what I said about the first and second floor. That's a sticky one. I love this. Fish sticks. I love fish sticks, but they call them fish fingers, and I knew that from Doctor Who, of course. I mean, you know, fish fingers and, what was it, pudding or something like that? Oh God, don't you love Doctor Who? If you don't, there's something wrong with you. I'm sorry that we haven't seen it in a while. Yeah, good show. And that's kind of one of the shows I miss. Interesting. Washcloth in American is a flannel in Britain. I'm not sure if that makes sense to me, because a flannel in American means a fuzzy material that's kind of warm, and you make shirts out of it, flannel shirts and flannel underwear, and let's not get in. We'll get into underwear soon. As you all know, panties mean underwear. Pants mean underwear in Britain, British, and to us, pants mean trousers, which is what they call pants. We get. It's like I said, some things I know because I've experienced them. I visited London twice. Once when I was very young. I'd say it was around 74, 75, maybe. No, it was early 76 because it was cold. So it was winter time. And I spent about 4 or 5 days there. I'd say a week, and it was great. He flew me over first class. This is my boyfriend at the time. He was a travel agent, and he owned his father, and he owned a travel agency, and he was going over there for business, and he asked if I wanted. He was over there, and he called me and he says, "Do you want to come over?" I said, "I'd love to. I've never been." So I ran around trying to get my passport, and he packed, going back. I had to go. I was living in Jersey, and I had to go into Manhattan to apply for my passport, get my picture done. Go out leave the passport office, go out and get my picture done, go back to the passport office, then wait a few, at least 2-3 hours. So I went back to New Jersey, and I was packing because I was leaving that night. And if you had a ticket, at least back then, you were able to get a passport in one day. As long as you had a ticket, and you were definitely going over, were definitely leaving the country. So I went back to Jersey, and then I went back into Manhattan to pick up my ticket. Of course, back to Jersey with the passport. I meant to pick up my passport, and then from there to the airport. I lived in Fort Lee, and from there I went to Newark to the airport, and he flew me first class to London. Ooh, that was nice. That was for its time. Now, oh God, now first class is. I watched a lot of YouTube videos on flying first class. I want to see what they're serving for dinner. Is what I want to see, because I'm a foodie. But it was wonderful. It was really nice. Little did I know that he was a gambler, and the reason he had sent for me is because he had won big. So we toured during the day, and we went out in the evening. We saw a show. I can't remember which one it was now. That part of my memory is gone. I'm trying to remember, but it's just I can't retrieve it. I know we saw a show. And I know there was a famous actor in it, but I can't remember. And it was at the Savoy. I think it was called the Savoy. In the West End. But anyway, we saw a show a couple times. We went out to dinner. And then we went to a casino. And I played around a while. I'm not a big gambler, so I played around. I stuck around, and then he says to me, I'm going to get you a cab so you can go back to the hotel, because I want to stay a little bit longer, because I was getting tired. I said, okay, fine. So I went back to the hotel. Suffice to say, we came home in coach. Yeah. We came home in coach. So I don't think the planes were as fast as they are now, because I think it took us 10 hours to get home. So 10 hours cramped in coach. Yeah, that's when I found out he was a bit of a gambler. And of course, he'd lost this time. And he lost so much, he couldn't go first class anymore. And I said, I had asked him, does this happen often where you make a lot and then lose it all? He says, yeah, from time to time. Oh God! Now I don't want to get mixed up with a gambler, so we didn't last that much longer. But I did enjoy the trip. That was fine. That was a fine trip. And I went another time to London with my best friend. That was back in 2012. We took a cruise on the Celebrity Eclipse, their 10-day cross-Atlantic cruise. Oh my gosh, that was a wonderful cruise. That was wonderful. And our final stop was in Southampton, England. Great Britain, whatever you want to call it. which is, of course, the port. And we took I was in a scooter chair, and so was her mother, because it was the three of us, and we had a suite. And oh, that's another story. The trip itself is another story. It's one vacation I will remember for the rest of my life. It was that good. But we got into Southampton. We took this travel bus, whatever it is that we had reserved before we left, and we went into London, and we stayed for the weekend. And it was May, and it was wonderful. It was beautiful. I mean, it was a little chilly, at least for me. They were walking around in shirt sleeves. I'm bundling up as much as I can, because to me it was cold. I'm used to living in Florida. I'm used to 80, 90 degree weather, so I guess my blood thinned down a little bit. But that was a nice trip too. We stayed in a nice hotel. Unfortunately, I had to sleep on the pull-out couch, which was not very comfortable at all. But it was a nice old hotel. At least they had an elevator, and a ground floor, or at least a level entryway for our scooter chairs. So it was, that was fun. I enjoyed that. We only stayed for a weekend. We went to see Mamma Mia, even though we've seen it at least 10 times. But I wanted to see the play. I'd never seen the British version of the play, and it was nice. Must have watched the movie 1,000 times. I mean, who wouldn't? It's a great movie. Who doesn't love ABBA? Okay, let's get on with the difference between American English and British English. A switchblade. We all know what a switchblade is in the States. You got a switch, and the blade comes out. They call it a flick knife, which makes sense too, because it flicks out. So it makes sense. An overpass for us is a flyover for them, and a flyover for us is when your airplane does a flyover a place. These little planes, when they do flyovers. I guess America is messed up too. Soccer for us is, of course, football for them, which makes sense. I don't know why we call football football. And I don't know why we call their football soccer. Because you use your foot a heck of a lot more in soccer than you do in American football. So it makes no sense to me. I don't think it makes sense to them either. Why we call football soccer and they call soccer football. I don't know. A sidewalk is a footway. Ooh, I love this. Bangs, this is a cute one. I've always known this. Bangs are fringe. And it makes sense. Fringe is, we all know what fringe is. Fringe is fringe. But fringe means bangs for hair. Fringe for us means tassels and things that hang down. But that's what bangs do. But bangs do it for hair. The punctuation period in American English is called full stop in British. So if you're dictating something, you don't say period, next paragraph. You say full stop, next paragraph. I guess you would. A yard or lawn is a garden. To us, a yard or lawn is just grass. A garden is flowers, is a garden, where there are flowers and cultivated plants. A lawn, a yard is just, it's just grass and some trees and bushes. That's a yard. That's in front of your house. Yeah, I guess it's right. Ooh, in finance, when you get leverage on someone or something, and you got leverage, they call it gearing. If you could see my face, it's completely puzzled at that. But okay. Gear shift is a gear lever. Freight train is a goods train. Wax paper is grease-proof paper, which makes sense, a lot of sense. A broiler is a grill, noun. To broil is a grill, verb. And of course, our grill means an outdoor, usually outdoor or an indoor. It's a kind of like a broiler, but without a hood. Well, with a hood, but without. The heat doesn't come from the top. And to us, a broiler, the heat comes from the top, and it's, usually in a stove or an oven or a toaster oven or something like that. You've got a broiler on top, and it boils from the top down. A grill for us cooks from the bottom up. So it's strange. Oh, and first floor is ground floor. So don't forget about second floor, which is first floor in British. So ground floor for us, for them, is first floor. I guess they call the ground floor for us lobby or something. I'm curious to know what that is. I don't know what that one is. Let's see, a barrette is a hair slide. A hat rack is a hat stand. Again, a bachelorette party is a hen night. I don't like it, that word hen. I don't like it when they call women hens. It makes it sound like we cackle. And we don't, we do cackle when we're having a hen party. An installment plan is a hire purchase, H-I-R-E, hire. Interesting. A billboard is hoarding. Hoarding in British is a billboard. Hoarding in America is holding on to things. You hoard your possessions. That's why we have shows about people who hoard. And to the extreme. It's incredible. A stovetop is a hob. That's cute. I like that, hob. Carry-all is a hold-all. Makes sense. Vacation is holiday. And vacationer is holiday maker. Homey, when you say something is really homey, they say it's homely. Homely with the L in American means not very good looking. I don't know why, In the hospital, for us, is in hospital. They don't use that, I forget what is the transition word, but they don't use it. They just say in hospital, while we will say in the hospital. It's interesting. It's very interesting. A hot flash is a hot flush. Is a hot flash. It's the same. A hot flush, yeah. A housing development is also a housing estate. Nice. I'd rather live in a housing estate than a housing development. The estate sounds so much more classy, Sprinkles for ice cream. If you're in Britain, Great Britain, you say hundreds and thousands, please. I love that. That is so cute. A popsicle, which is a trademark, as you know. But a popsicle is an ice lolly. And if I recall, a lolly is like a lollipop. And, of course, a popsicle is a frozen lollipop. So, yeah, things are strange. Let's see. Confectioner's sugar is icing sugar. We'd use that too. Turn signal is indicator. Same thing. Inseam is inside leg. Makes sense. Jelly beans are jelly babies. I know that. Jelly bean, can I have jelly baby, please? When we say Joe Blow, they say Joe Blogs. When we say John Q. Public, they say Joe Public. Again, it's just a little different, not much. A rummage sale is a jumble sale. Jumble sale. Ooh, interesting. A rummage sale is a jumble sale. A jumper cable is a jump lead. Makes sense. But a jumper, in their words, is a sweater. A jumper in American English is a dress that goes over a shirt. It's usually a sleeveless dress, kind of like a coverall, but with straps and all of it. That's what a jumper is. At least in American. To them, it's a sweater. Elementary school is junior school. That sounds better than elementary. Elementary sounds, well, you are young. If you're in the doghouse, you're in the kennel, which, again, makes sense, perfect sense. We have kennels also. A ladybug is a ladybird. Isn't that cute? A head of lettuce is a lettuce. I don't know. I call it a lettuce, too. Just get me a lettuce. Don't say a head of lettuce, but it used to be. Grade crossing is level crossing. Elevator is lift. As I said before, lollipop is lolly. Crossing guard is a lollipop lady or man. That I don't. A lollipop lady or a lollipop man is a crossing guard. Okay, I'm not going to argue with that one, but it sounds silly. A slip cover on a couch is a loose cover in British. A truck is a lorry. I said that before. A bullhorn is a loud hailer. A flatbed truck is a low loader. I like that. A grab bag is a lucky dip. Yeah, that's cute. The baggage car is called the luggage van. So, interesting. And corn is called maize. But that's also, if I believe I'm correct, that's also a Native American term, maize. I don't know. Snow pea, I don't know if you like snow pea pods. I love them. They're so good. They call it a mange tout. I don't know how to pronounce it. Interesting. A truck farm I have never, ever heard of a truck farm in America. Never. I have never. They call it a market garden. I've never heard of a truck farm. But I don't know. Maybe that's like a farmer's market. It is a market garden. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. A railroad yard is a marshalling yard. You know, it's marshal all the trains together. This one gets me every time. Math. We do math. They do maths with an S. I have trouble even saying maths. So I'll do math. It's easier. A paved road is a metalled road. An odometer is a milometer. A half note is a minimum. A cell phone is a mobile phone. They don't call it a cell phone. They call it a mobile phone. Monkey shines. We know what that means. Yeah, well, monkey shines. They call it monkey tricks. Same thing. An expressway or a highway is also called a motorway. I like that. Because that's what it is. It's a motorway. A highway is not high. And when have you seen an expressway fast express? Not in this day and age. Mom or mommy is mum or mummy. We changed it. I don't know why, but we did. A diaper is a nappy. I love that. Newscaster is a newsreader. This is a good one. Tic-tac-toe is noughts and crosses, which is noughts are 0. You know, that would be the, if you were, that's naught means 0, nothing. Crosses, of course, is crosses. We use crosses and O's. Why they call it tic-tac-toe? Well, I have no idea. I really don't. A license plate is a number plate. A liquor store or package store is an off license. Interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. Let's see. Common stock is ordinary share. Wading pool is a paddling pool. This is very interesting, and you might want to make note of this if ever you go to Britain. Acetaminophen, which is what? Tylenol, I think, is paracetamol in Britain. So, a part, such as a part in hair, is called parting. But that's what we do. We're parting the hair. So it's about the same. Solitaire is patience. Yeah. And to us, solitaire is a game. It also means alone. Or solitary means alone. Solitaire. I don't know what solitaire means anymore. Sidewalk is pavement. Let's go on from this. A pay envelope is a pay packet. A crosswalk is a pedestrian crossing. They say more words than we do, and we have to. A clothespin is a peg. I love that. A valance, such as what is over your window, is called a pelmet. Okay. Gas is petrol. Physical therapy is physiotherapy, which to me makes sense. Just like there are physiatrists, which are not, they're pain managers, and often will send you for physical therapy, but can also prescribe drugs if necessary. A jumper, which I explained what a jumper is for us. It's a dress you wear over a shirt. To them is a pinafore dress. Yeah, it makes sense if you know what a pinafore is. I mean, it's all for little girls. Dark chocolate. I don't understand this. Dark chocolate to them is plain chocolate. There's nothing plain about dark chocolate. Gimme. All right, I don't want to go on too much longer. I'm just up to the P's. So you can imagine there are a bit more to go through, but we're almost at an hour, and I don't want to keep you any longer. I mean, I'm having fun, but I'll do this in part 2. I'll finish this, I hope, in part 2. It should be fun, and maybe I won't interrupt with any of my own stories. Maybe I will. I'm going to try. In the meantime, if you made it this far and you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the like button, and hit that bell when you subscribe so you're always notified when I upload a video or go live. And I'm trying to upload more videos. Also, be safe, be kind. be nice, but most of all, be safe. Do what you have to do to keep safe. Wear your mask, stay away from people, wash your hands. You know, we all know how not to catch a virus. We all know how not to catch a cold or the flu. Is, you know, we keep things disinfected. And that's what you have to do. Now, it's the new world. This is the new, and we should keep to it. Oh, I'm glad you made it this far. If you did, thank you again. Yeah, thanks. I'm enjoying this, and I hope you are too. Until the next time, though. Arrivederci.